I don't know about you, but I really don't feel like going through 2021. So we're just gonna do a really quick, simple recap to get the benefits and just move on to the next year. Hi everyone, welcome back to Plan for Productivity. For those of you who are new, my name is Andrea, and today we are going to go through a quick, simple, effective reflection of 2021. Let me just tell you guys, I was really tempted to skip the yearly review this year. I don't know why, even more so than last year, which was probably worse than 2021, but I just really didn't feel like going through, the good, the bad, the really deep reflection this year, probably because it was just a very weird year for a lot of us. It was a lot of limbo and a lot of I don't know, it was a weird year. So I decided to do the bare minimum for me. That's a little more than the bare minimum. I wanted a reflection that was short and not that intense, but it was very effective. It would help me take the best things that I learned, that I cherished, that I grew with, and the worst things that I would maybe want to change into a very clear picture of what it is I want for the next year. And that's the whole point of reflecting. The idea of looking at the past is to understand what we want for the future, right? So I wanted to make a set of questions that was very effective, but short and sweet. And that is what we're gonna do in this video. I'm going to guide you through these questions, explain a little bit what you're supposed to be kind of reflecting on. And for some of them, I'm gonna give you a bonus, something you can just dig a little deeper in if you want to. You obviously don't have to do that, it's extra. And I'm gonna give you a little thing to maybe take from those questions that is also optional. The whole point is to at least get us to think a little bit about our year and not just, do the whole intense reflection thing, because we're just not feeling that this year. And just so we're on the same page, the yearly reflection for me is really, it's the big pause, right, in our lives. It's the time to think about the big things, the dreams that you want, the goals you want to achieve, where you want your life to go, and really not focus on the little details, but more on where am I going? What's the direction I want to take this year? How am I going to be intentional the upcoming year? So that's kind of the vibe with the questions. All right, without further ado, grab your cup of coffee and let's get started. What were your biggest wins? This is so important to write down because these are things that we forget about. It's been a year, it's been so long, so you're gonna forget about the things that you achieved, that you actually did, and it's important to get us started on the right foot. So make sure to think back all the way to January. What were some of the things that made you proud? And it doesn't have to be big achievements or goals that you achieved. It can also be little things or personality things that you worked on, character traits that you made progress on, or it can be areas of your life that you really think you grew in this year, or it can be, hardcore achievements that you just were able to tackle. So make sure to think about all of these different things and write down as many of them as you can. Just jot them down, no particular order, just everything that you can think of that you're proud of this year. No shame as to what makes you feel proud, how big or small they are. Just, take a moment to pat yourself in the back. And if you want to take this to the next level, try to pick your favorite one, the one that makes you the happiest. Just put a little star next to it. Question number 2, what were some of your happiest moments? I love this question because we focus so much on working and achieving and goals and blah, 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 but we forget that life is happening, right? So look back at the good things that happened in your life, the little things that you did, the fun times you had, the trips you probably didn't take, but all the things that made you happy. And in order to do this, you can look through your phone, maybe look at all of the pictures that you took. That will be very helpful to see kind of what those memories are. If you journal, look through your journal. If you have big events on your calendar, maybe go through that and just make sure to collect all of those little things that made you happy this year. And for a little extra, you can try to say in one sentence or one word just why these things made you happy. Number 3, how did your goals go? And what did you learn in the process of trying to achieve them? This is the most important part of the question, really, because your goals are gonna be like, I achieved, not achieved, blah, blah, blah. But when you are going through your goals, try to think about why are you where you are within those goals. So what did you learn about yourself in the process? What did you learn about the way that you function, about the way that you build habits, about the way that you work on projects, about the way that you organize your time? Like, what did you learn in the process of trying to achieve these goals? And most importantly, what did you learn about what you truly want? Because a lot of the times we set goals because they're popular right now, or people told us to, or we expect that it's a goal that we have to set and have in our lives. And then when you're actually trying to achieve it, you realize that that's not something you value, or that you value something a little different, or that those things are actually really important for you. So what did you learn about what you truly want in your life from this process? Okay, we've done the basic questions. It's time to dig a little deeper and get really honest with yourself with the following questions. Number 1, what is the biggest lesson that you learned this year? And again, be honest with yourself. You might not like it. And that's fine. Just try to think about one, okay? Don't go crazy thinking about all the lessons. Just one thing that you learned this year. Number 2, what do you wish you did more of? And again, brutally honest, guys, there are things that we don't like to admit that we wish we were doing more of, like texting our family, spending time with our family, traveling, which was not your fault, but you know, it's fine. Just write down everything you actually wished you did and think about the bigger things. Maybe goals, maybe habits, maybe events, maybe activities that you wanted to do and stuff like that. Just because you write these down, it doesn't mean that they're gonna make it to your next year list, but it's important to go through the process of writing them down. So don't be afraid to write 30 things, that's fine. Number 3, what are some of the things that energize you? It helps to think about this past year, but you can also just take this as an in general question. What are some of the things that feed your soul a little bit, that make you feel happy, make you feel energized, make you feel recharged, make you feel, you know, a little bit more content? And for this question, I really like to think about the little tiny things. Like, it makes me really happy to have a hot cup of coffee every morning. It makes me really happy to go to bed without looking at my phone. It makes me really happy to have dinner with my boyfriend without watching TV. You know, little things that maybe are part of your day, or it can also be big things and activities, that's fine. But try to list as many of them as possible of the things that bring you energy, that make you feel just, you know, warm and fuzzy and happy. Now that you're in the zone of thinking about all these things that you want to do that make you happy, that you want to do more of, that you want to tackle, that you are proud of it, all of these like ideas of who you are, really, because that's what these questions are getting to. It's time to start sketching 2022. So first question is gonna be, what do you wanna focus on next year? And for me, it really helps to think of these as like areas of my life. So it would be like, oh, I wanna focus on plan for productivity. I wanna focus on my health. I wanna focus on blah, blah, blah. And like just different areas of your life, and try to get a little more specific as to like, what about this area? For example, do you wanna lose weight? Do you wanna gain weight? Do you wanna build muscle? Do you wanna feel stronger? Do you wanna just get in the habit of moving? Not a specific goal necessarily, but of these areas would you like to work on? And focus on the want. What do you want to actually spend or invest your energy into? Focus on the things that you are feeling right now. What would make you really happy to tackle this next year? What area of your life do you want to give some love to next year? Not because it needs it, because you feel like it. That's kind of the vibe with this question. Number 2, how do you want to feel through 2022 or at the end of 2022? This is such an important question, guys, because we focus so much on the things we want to achieve and the tangible, but in the end, what matters is what makes you happy, or how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel happy? Do you want to feel content? Do you want to feel like you have it all together? Do you want to feel strong? Do you want to feel confident? What is that feeling that you're chasing after? You can journal this out. You can write an entire question of like what your life looks like at the end of 22 with all the things you achieved, or you can do the complete opposite and just say, I just want to feel blank. And it doesn't have to be elegant. It doesn't have to be pretty. You don't have to share this with anybody, so be honest with yourself. It's okay if it's a little ego-based. And the final question. You knew this one was coming. What do you want to have achieved by the end of this year? Write all of it down, all of it, guys. Even if you have 40 things you want to have achieved, write them all down. It doesn't mean they're gonna make it to your goals list. It doesn't mean you're actually gonna work on them or you're actually gonna achieve them. It just means they're on your mind. So write them down, everything, put it all on paper, be honest with yourself, and don't be afraid to dream big. Just stretch your goals a little bit. For me, these do tend to be a little more like tangible things that will eventually turn into goals, but feel free to just write whatever you're feeling. You thought we were done, but we're not done. Not yet. The point of reflecting, like I said, is to actually have a clear vision and picture of what the next year is gonna be like. So now that you have all these questions, you have all this information about yourself, you have all of these ideas in your mind, and you have all of this energy of, I want to tackle the next year. Let's do something with it. Let's take action. You can do a lot of things, but these are the 3 things that I suggest for you to do. Write down what are gonna be your actually tangible goals. So from all of this, try to pick things that are going to be your goals for the next year. Doesn't mean you have to start working on all of them. You can do quarterly goal planning like I explained in my book or in these videos. So you can just put them there aside like, oh, I wanna work on this eventually this year, that's fine. But try to get your list of goals. Number 2, write down the activities that you would like to have more of, the big ones and the small ones. You got these from some of the questions in the beginning. Maybe start even planning for them. Maybe set up a date for January that you can do within these activities, or if it's like a trip, maybe start, you know, just do the first step as to get these activities rolling. So maybe put it on like at the beginning of your March calendar, like, oh, do a picnic date if that was something that you wanted. And then when March rolls around, you'll see it and you'll remember, oh yeah, I wanted to do this. It doesn't have to be in March, but I'll start thinking about it. You know, just get the ball rolling with some of these activities that you would like to have more of, especially if they're habits and little things like having a cup of coffee in the morning. Maybe add it to like your goals list of like a habit that you want to build, stuff like that. And then number 3, create a vision board. And for this, if you did all of the collect tasks that I gave you, you have your vision board. Take all of these things and put them in your vision board. So the wins that I said, I like to do a little icon of my biggest win, put it on my vision board. The happiest memories, these should be part of your vision board because you want to create more of these. And in your vision board, you don't just want next year goals, achievement, blah, blah, blah. You also want a reminder that you can do this, that you have done it before, and that you have things that make you happy, that feed your soul, that you are a complete human being, not just a robot achieving their goals. So include some of your past wins and some of the things in the past that make you happy. That's what really will start to blend in who you are and the things you've achieved with who you want to be. So the wins, like I said, the happiest memories, add a few pictures there, or icons or things that represent these memories. The lesson that you learned in one word or phrase, write it down as a quote, as a word. Things that energize you. If it's like, I don't know, going outdoors, put pictures of outdoors, like, you know, things like that, add them to your vision board. It doesn't just have to be a picture of your goal. The feeling that you want to have, either you can do this in pictures or the words themselves, add those to your vision board. And finally, obviously, add visuals of your goals. You know, that's kind of like, you know, the manifestation part of the vision board, or things that represent your goals for you. And there you have like 7 or 8, I don't even know how many things to add to your vision board already done for you. As a bonus tip, I like to have my vision board on my phone, on Pinterest. So I'll make like a Pinterest board with all of those images, and I'll have it on my phone in like a big widget thingy. Just rolling through every single day with different pictures. But you can also create, you know, your little vision board with all of these things. All right, I have been rambling for God knows how long. So that is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and you found something useful. If you did, please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite question. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so very much. And I'll see you guys on the next video.